Hey everyone, this is Vinod, and in this video, I'm going to show you how to write graphic-based email copy for your e-commerce brand. So there are two key concepts that you need to understand before writing any piece of graphic-based email copy, right? Number one is anatomy of a graphic-based email, and number two is email building blocks slash components. So starting off with anatomy of a graphic-based email, e-commerce emails from a design standpoint as well as from a copy standpoint can be broken down into two different parts: above the fold, below the fold. So above the fold is basically the part of email that readers see when they click an email, right? So here's what it looks like. So I've given you two examples from two different brands, Phil's Coffee and Surts. Surts, I don't know how you pronounce that. So the goal of the above the fold content or copy is to quickly give a snapshot of what the email is about. So if you look at both these emails, you don't even have to scroll. The customers don't even have to scroll to know what the email is about, right? So Phil's Coffee, it's obvious that they're trying to sell them coffee, right? There's a call to action as well, so they don't even have to scroll to click a link or a button. Same with Suits as well. So they have like splash in the Suits. I think this is a welcome email, and they have call to action as well. So in this phase, like I said, most of the brands and emails will follow the same pattern, which is based upon this concept of inverted pyramid, right? So as you can see, it starts off. So inverted pyramid is basically, if I have to explain it, it starts off broad, and then as you go down, it narrows, and yeah, it's stuff like so. For example, for Phil's Coffee, new to making coffee, there's a big heading, and then there's body text, right? That is a little bit smaller, and then at the end there's a call to action, which is the smallest. So it is sort of creating that V. So you will see this pattern across all the emails sent by like legacy brands as well as every like brands who know how to build high converting emails. So yeah, basically it is conversion optimized. So the goal of the above the fold is basically to get your point across as fast as possible. Moving to below the fold, basically this is the part of email readers see when they scroll for the first time, or anything past the first scroll could be considered as below the fold, right? This is what it looks like, and this is for the same two emails that I've shown you previously. So Phil's Coffee, they just talk about ready, set, brew, just giving them instruction on how to create a cup of coffee and stuff. And with Suits, they are like talking about why should they buy from them, showcasing bestsellers. So yeah, you can add the emails can be as long as you want it to be, right? So this is basically other half the email where you expand more on what was established in the first half, or you could call it where all the secondary supporting details go. So next time when you see an email, look at it from this perspective, right? What's above the fold and what's below the fold, and that's how you study them and also try to practice it that way. And the second key concept you need to understand is email copy components, right? So rather than trying to write a whole email at once, you can break them down into manageable chunks. So when I used to write emails, I used to think that I have to write the whole email, right, at once. So it used to be a really daunting task. But if you break them down to manageable chunks like header, subheadline, body text, call to action, it gets less, daunting, and it becomes more like easy to write, right? So here are all the components used in almost every e-commerce email out there. There is like header, subheadline, body text, call to action, product blocks, guarantee and other trust badges, socials, footer. So these are universal. Like every e-commerce brand has this in their emails. So all you have to do is understand the type of email and message you want to convey, and based on that, swap these around to make a good email. So if you are familiar with Klaviyo and that drag and drop editor, you just drag and drop, right? So same with this, just drag these components while writing your copy, and it will make the writing process 10 times easier and efficient, right? So this is the second concept that you need to understand. And next, what you have to do is just split draft to basically outline, right? So combine the above two concepts to lay out your email skeleton or outline on a Google Doc, Notion, or wherever you prefer writing your copy. So here's the most common outline you will see used by all the brands. Headline, it's the same like the components part, right? You can see it. Headline, subheadline, call to action, subheadline, body text. So is this it? And the next step would be, now swipe and study. Now that you know what makes a good graphic based email and how to use building blocks approach to craft compelling and persuasive email copy, you need to practice and get better at spotting these concepts of out in the wild world of email marketing. So go out there and swipe all the amazing emails, study them and practice it, right? You can use platforms like Really Good Emails or mill.com to swipe these, or you can just individually subscribe to your favorite brands, and that way you can create a swipe file of things. So just you have to replicate them. So let me give you an example. Let's say, for example, Starbucks. So this is an email from Starbucks introducing BlackBerry Sage refreshes. So they have this. So they're above the fold. They are sort of breaking the rule here, but there's always an exception, right? But they still, at the bottom, as you can see, there's a headline, there's a body copy, then call to action. So this could also be considered as above the fold content, right? And then this is below the fold content. So this is how you break them down. This is how you study it. And if you want to create something, like, you can basically replicate this as well. You can take this same format and write copy this way, like, okay, this is where my headline is going to go, and there's body copy, then there's call to action, and this is below the content, below the fold, more reason to stay a while, again call to action, and then there's socials and footers. So you can replicate this copy, like take the outline and then do it for your own clients or brands you're working with, right? Another example, let's see one more. This one, okay. So Adigen. So okay, as you can see, these guys above the fold, customers don't even have to scroll, right? Right off the bat, they have the headline, sub headline, and call to action. Better hair with every wash. So it's clear that they're selling shampoo, and then there's an image. This is below the fold content, right? This is all body copy. Again, call to action. Then there is optional tips. So like I said, below the content can be as long as possible. This is the most important part, above the fold. And above the fold, you will always notice all the emails will have this inverted pyramid concept, right? They'll have headline, a little bit of sub headline or body copy, and call to action. This is the most important part. Just study it, swipe it, and it's that easy. Hope you find value in this. Yeah.